And welcome back. Congressman Ellison just got disconnected. This is Murphy's Law, right? Oh, he's back. Okay, great. I was just going to say, we lost you, Congressman. We have our for-profit stations are in a commercial break for 4 minutes, but about half our audience is Pacifica Radio, Free Speech TV, whatnot, and YouTube and things. And so that half of the audience is still with us. So we'll take a call from a Free Speech TV viewer. Great. And then in 3.5 minutes, when we rejoin our commercial stations, we'll go back to the Sirius XM callers and KPHX and whatnot. So John in Minneapolis, watching on Free Speech TV. You are on the air with Congressman Ellison.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Congressman Ellison, what happened in California exactly? Because a report this morning, both from spokesman of Nurses United and then also the way that Amy Goodman handled this story, she didn't mention anything about the possibility that under Proposition 13 that, that's why the assemblyman shelved it and why Jerry Brown wasn't interested in doing it this year, because maybe they were afraid that they weren't going to get 2/3 to vote on it, and that was the best way to approach that. So I was really disappointed because, of course, I think it could go as it did in Canada with Saskatchewan, and then, follow the rest of the nation followed because it was so successful. And actually it's better to start out, within a state like California, because I think they could pull it off, and it would reduce the amount of money that was spent on health care because people would not have to pay very much. Well, they wouldn't have to pay any premiums. Yeah, they might get a tax increase, but the cost of actual health care is fairly expensive even.
So, John, let's get the answer from the congressman here, because we just have 90 seconds.
To tell you the truth, I've had a few calls about this, and I'm not prepared to say definitively what the backstory is. What I know is that a lot of folks are concerned that Assembly Speaker Rendon did not allow a vote for the single-payer health care proposal. And a lot of other folks are protesting him because of that. And, but here's what I would counsel. Just keep up the fight, right? And remember, that we've come very close. And if we can get a bill through in California is such a big market that it will absolutely influence the rest of the country. But, I know that, emotions are running high. But for those of us who are not in the middle of the fight, I just say let's just make sure that our, that we keep our eyes on the prize and don't and keep our focus on seeing this bill get a vote. Again, the emotions are running high. People are feeling strong about it because it is so very important. But at the same time, let's remember that the goal is to pass the bill, and by protesting, we're making it clear that this is something that people really, really want. But let's understand that, that's what we just have to do. We just have to keep our focus.
Yeah, amen. And California would be a great place to start, but apparently they do have a problem with Prop 13. But I don't know if that's. I've been trying to figure it out too, Congressman, and I've read so many different conflicting stories. I would just love to hear, the governor or the Speaker of the Assembly just come right out and say, here's why. And just a quick recap, we were just talking about the single payer in California, and neither of us, neither I nor Congressman Ellison, are really certain exactly why. And we're both trying to figure it out. Why the single payer bill is not coming to a vote in California. Am I saying that right, Congressman?
Yeah, that's right. But also, it's one of those fluid things where I just, keep my phone, refreshed. And I stay on the phone with my friends in California who are in the middle of this fight. But look, we will have single-payer health care in the United States one day. It is going to take place during along a certain trajectory, and I think probably doing it in the States is the best way to move this movement forward. And so I'll say whatever you do, don't stop the movement, and I'll continue to try to be the best ally I can.
Great. Justin in Sellersville, Pennsylvania. You're on the air with Congressman Keith Ellison.
Hi, Congressman Ellison. How are you doing today?
Hey there.
Okay. I'm wondering, because I know state laws are a little different, and I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm wondering if the fact that removing someone's rights, removing their health care, I believe it could be considered assault with intent to harm. And
Well, it would cause a lot of harm. That's right. Legally, assault has a certain definition in state law, which is, an unwanted or unlawful touching of another person. That's why you have to even give consent before a doctor, starts to treat you, because they're going to touch you. So I don't know if it would fit the legal definition of assault, but I want to tell you it is assaultive, and it certainly causes harm.
Okay. Tora in Cincinnati, Ohio. You have a question for Congressman Ellison?
Hello.
Hey, hi, Tora.
Hi, how are you? I have three real quick things. First of all, I'm a parent of a 17-year-old that's had lupus since she's been 8.
Oh,
Here
sure.
in Ohio, Kasich expanded Medicaid. That's how we're able to pay for her medications. She's
Right.
on a medication called Cellcept, which is about $1,200 a month. That is one of her 5 medications she takes.
Sure.
I have a stake in this fight.
Oh,
Because I feel like they're threatening my daughter's life. Second of all, I'm kind of disheartened in some of the people in the party talking about that you guys did not put out, the topics correct. That's why Hillary lost and all that. I got your stance pretty well, but I'm having a hard time because I think they are abandoning the most loyal base for a base that's never going to vote for them anyway. And when they say, working Americans, I work. I have my own business. I work hard, and it's almost like some people in the party are saying that I'm not in that category of working Americans. And we know that that's just a dog whistle for white Americans, the ones that did not vote for Hillary Clinton or any Democrat in the first place. And I feel like, because I talk to a lot of people, and I feel like the base is feeling abandoned, and it's going to be a problem. My third thing is that what is the party going to do about this interstate cross-check? Because if this voting is not sure up and fixed, and we fight these people, all of these efforts, these marching, these holding these people feet to the fire about all they're doing is going to be in vain if we get to the voting booth and we're handed a provisional ballot or we cannot vote.
Thank you, Tora.
Well, thank you, Tora, for those questions. And let me just tell you, I just want to let you know, my heart goes out to you on this healthcare fight. I know that you are directly and personally engaged. It couldn't be more personal for you. And I thank you for telling your story. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to tell your personal story. And, but I think by telling your story, other people know that, hey, that woman had the courage to tell her story. Maybe I'm going to tell mine. And so thank you for that. And, we just pray for your daughter's health, and we're with you. On the issue of the Democratic Party reaching out to working Americans, the Democratic Party is basically all about you. You are who we exist for. You go back to the 4 freedoms that Roosevelt talked about. You talk about the right to a job, your right to education, the right to be able to succeed in the richest country in the world and be able to get a fair wage and retire in dignity, to get access. That's what it's all about, and I think it's critically important for us as Democrats and as Americans to understand that we have got to confront this racial issue. Republicans talk racially all the time, by the way. Whenever they say welfare queens or Willie Horton or build a wall or Muslim ban, they're speaking racially. Us Democrats got to be able to stand up and affirmatively embrace the idea that all Americans, every one of us, ought to be able to benefit from the American dream without regard to our race. And that when there's folks who have been held back historically, all of us, it's in all of our interests to make sure that everybody can be fully included. And if they need extra help to do it, then we should do it. I believe that racism obviously hurts people of color, but it hurts white people too. Here's one very clear example.
Yeah. It is.
If you can exclude African Americans from the voting rolls in Florida, then that's how they won the 2000 election.
Yeah.
And
Catherine Harris throwing people off. Congressman, we're hitting the break here at the bottom of the hour. It's a hard break. I can't move it. But thank you so much for being with us, Congressman.
Thank you.
Congressman Keith Ellison.
Friday, maybe.
Say what?
See you next Friday, maybe.
Sure, I'd love to have you on.
To the Thom
We'll look
Hartmann
forward to
Program.
it. Thank
Call
you.
202-808-9925.
Congressman Keith Ellison, ellison.house.gov. You can tweet him at Keith Ellison. We'll be right back.